You're working with the MPC software, you're going like, okay, what do I do next? And that is save. Always save whenever you get a chance. Save what you got. Make sure you know how to pull back up what you got. Know how to test if the save worked. And be happy that you did so. Let's look at this, how to save. Now to do this, I'm going to press this home right here, which is going to take me right to menu. Once I'm in menu, I have it right here at the bottom. It says save. I'll tap that. And this is our save dialog box. It tells us what's going on here in save. Now the first option right here, you see here, this right there, that is project. I want to save an entire project. That means everything in the machine will be saved. I'll give it one big name. I can also save project as. Now this means that if I have a project in here, let's say already, and I want to save it as a different name. Let's say it's a commercial. I want to save this as a 1-minute spot rather than a 30-second spot. I'll save that. Or a special version I want to save just to give to another producer I work with, or a special version I want to save to put the vocals to. Just depends on what I want to do. Now this will save a sequence. Any sequence I got, I can say I want to save this one sequence right there. It's important to save that sequence. Now this will save samples. I select that. I can save all the samples inside of my MPC1 or MPC Live, Live 2, MPCX, any one of these that run MPC2 software, I'll be able to save all those samples. With this one here, I can save my program effects rack. So what this does is saves my effects that I have for a particular song or for drums or snare drum, let's say, or a special rack effect I have for vocals. I can save that and reuse it again. This is for drum programming. I can save the drum program. The entire drum program can be saved. I can put it away and I've got it. I do great work with this by saving all my favorite bass drums from expansion packs. I put them all on there. I size them up. I make them better. And then I save them. Always cool to do that. And of course, this is for audio mixdown. I want to mix down the audio. I want to send this to the rapper or to the rapper and the singer, whoever, so they can hear what they have to do. Or even if it's commercial, I'll send it to them. They can hear it back. Okay, we like that. We don't like that. It's always good to have a verification of what happened in the session. And that is the audio mixdown. And this is for you Ableton Live set users like me, how we can use our MPC with Ableton Live. Now the first thing I want to do is we're going to save right here. We're going to save a project. So I'm going to press this right there. And now you can see I have these options to save a project. You'll see here at the very top it says save, right? And so there's a folder there. It says internal. We're saving inside the hard drive that's inside our MPC1 in this case. And MPC documents. Now documents is right here. And what's in there is this project folder. So it already knows I'm going to save a project when I said so. So it's going to save it inside this project folder. And this is what's in that project folder right here, as you can see right here. Pretty cool. Now I can also name the project, so I'm going to name it. I'm going to call, let's see, let's get something here, pull this up to here. Get right here, actually. There we go. And we'll call new tracks. New tracks, I like that. Now I'll press do it. Good. Now all I need to do now is press save. It will save all the WAV files. It'll save all the sequences. It'll save everything that's in the machine, the entire project ideas. Everything will be saved, even sounds I don't even want. It'll save if I don't want them. They're in there. I can't get rid of them. I want to keep them in there. They're in there. That's saving the project. Let's go to the next option. This is to save project as, which is right here. Save project as. This could be a project I'm going to save as. Let's say I did something new for a singer or something. I want to sort of keep it, so I come to here. It will see that it says new track. See that? It already knows the name. Okay, that's the name we have now. What do you want to call this one? I can call this, let's go back to here. I'll tap right here, and I'll put a space right there. And I'll say this is project tracks. I got a code here, 2. Like that. I'll press do it. And so now I'll save that. Boom. And now it's saved. It's saved right there. Perfect. Now, next option we have here is going to be, let's start from here, a sequence. I want to save a particular sequence. So I'll come to here. Oh yeah, I'm going to save a sequence. Well, there's one right here. Well, guess what? Is there more? Matter of fact, let's leave this. Let's go back to main now. Oh, this is what it's saving. This one, 4. Let's go to 5. Let's go to 3. Let's go to 2. Let's go to 1. Let's go to 1. Let's go to here and go back to my menu. And then we want to select save. We'll go to sequence and see the name change to the sequence I want to save. Pretty cool. I'll save the sequence. That sequence is saved. Let's go back to here. Save. Let's go back to sequence. You will also see at the very top here where it says save. Internal MPC documents sequences. I have a sequence folder, right? And there's a sequence right there. This is the folder we're talking about. It's internal. This is internal. This is stuff. This is external. As you can see, it's a hard drive. I can eject that. This I can't eject. It's internal. And you see it right there. That's it. So we know it's in there. Now my next option here is to save a sample. That's right there. I would like to save a sample. And now to do such a thing, I just need to pick a sample. Now this is unique. What I need to do right here next is to go back to my main here, right? And I want to pick out a drum sound I like. So I'll hit this pad right there. And so I want to get this sound I have here. So now I'm going to go back into menu. I get to menu here. I'm going to go back to save. I'll hit sample. And that's the name of that sample. Urban Roads. You'll see here it says internal. It says MPC documents, it says sample. This is the folder inside of the MPC documents for samples. Pretty cool. So now what I want to do is save it. I'll press save. Let's do something different. Let's say I don't want to do that. I want to go back to main. I'll press main again. Matter of fact, let's do it here for the screen. You'll see what I'm doing. I'll go back to here. I go back to here. And I'm back here in my main mode. I hit another different pad. A different pad just struck. And now what I want to do, now let's see if you can see that pad. Watch this. You can see the pad. So I hit any one of these pads here. And then I go back to here. I go back to save. I go back here to sample. And that's what I just struck. So when I strike a pad, it will be shown here as the last pad I struck. And that will be the sample that will be saved. I can just press save, and that sample saved into that folder in my MPC documents, which is actually in my internal hard drive. Easy. Next, I want to save the program FX rack. Now, a lot of times when I actually work, I keep certain effects for kick drum, snare drum. I may want to put kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat, and any percussion into one group, and I may have a total effect combination for that group. I want to make sure I have a hip-hop sound for one, a club effect for some sort of club I'm doing. If I'm doing something that's going to be like a film score, I want to make sure I got a certain effect for that bass drum to sound a little different or weird or something, depending on what I want to do. And so I save these effects, and you can save yours too. Let's go over this idea. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to go back to main. I will start here with this track. As you saw, I just added an effect into that sequence, and then I just set it up. I changed a few parameters, and now I want to save it or resave that effect. So I would go back to here. There are several effects as you saw. I want to go to here and save this program, right? I need to make sure for one, that when I go back to this main here, I'm there, my official output. Now I'll check it right here actually. I'll come right to here. I know this is what I installed, which is a air channel mixer, and I have a bus compressor with that also as well. So now what I want to do is save it. So I go to here, I'll press main, mix, I go back here, I'll press menu, I go back here to press save, and then I want to go to save that right there, and it says new rack effects. And I can save it. I'll just come back to here, and I will call it something else. So I'll go back to here and I'll say, let's see, I'll call it my mix out. So I go to mix out. Let's get a capital there. Mix output, and I'll say do it. And now I'll save that into my rack effects folder. And of course, you see it says save here. This is the folder it's going to save to. This says internal. This says MPC documents. And next, the other slash means it's going in this folder here, which is the FX Racks folder. And there are already 2 effects in here I've already added already. So I'm going to add one more. I'll press save. And that's added inside of that folder too. And that's how we save our effects racks. Next, I want to save a drum program. Okay, so I want to save my drum program next. It's pretty simple stuff. I will close this out. I want to pick the right program. I go back to main, right there. I'm in main. I check my drums. I like the drums, right? I know the name of the program now. It's the name of my program, ADSR Slowdown. Okay, got the BPM there too as well. I want to go back into the menu, go back to save. I want to save the program. It appears right here. And of course, it's pretty cool again. Save, internal, MPC documents. The folder is called programs. I can save it right in here. This is my drum program. I'll press save. It's saving the samples and the sounds, and it's saving in that folder for programs. Pretty cool, easy to do. I always do this when I'm trying to make a brand new program, like a bunch of different drums I got from anything, and I want to save them. Or if I got a bunch of horror sounds or something, I want to save them all in one different program, right? I want to be able to pull this information back up whenever I want. Now next, I want to save an audio mixdown of the current selected project or song. I'll go back here to main. I want to make sure this is the right one. Okay, that's it. Purple Trap, right? That's perfect. I'll go back to menu. I'll go back to save right there. And now I want to save an audio mixdown. I go to here. Now the beauty of this thing is that I can actually save an audio file of my current selected project. Once I do, I can do anything with it, right? Even if it's not too long, I can also double that up if I want to, of course. I can say, let's see, go back to main here, even while I'm still there. I'll go to here. I say, you know something, maybe I want to double the length. I'll double the length and I'll double it again. And I'll come back here to main, and guess what? It's now 32 bars. So I always want to make sure it's going to be the right number of bars. If I'm giving it to a rapper to sit down and rap to, or a singer to sing to, make sure I have enough bars so it's a good enough length for them to practice to. I'll go back here to menu. Press my menu button right here. And then I'll go right back to save. I'm going to go to audio. I'm going to save an audio mixdown. You can see it's 32 bars now, right? Here to here. And there's a little tail at the end of the bars here. 1 second. In case I got some sort of reverb or something at the end of it that exists, it won't just die off or get cut off. This is the main output, 1 and 2. That's my left and right output I have. It's selected. That's where the order's coming from. Next, we have the main inserts right there. So whatever in the main inserts, like effects or whatever there is, it'll work right there. It'll be in the mix also. Then here, the type of file I want to save is a WAV file. I have 24-bit and it's 44.1. Now, when you're MPC, it's always going to be 44.1. And when you export, you can change that. Like, for example, I can come to here to WAV, and I can change this to AIFF, MP3, FLAC, FLAC, and OGG. And notice the bit rate changes. The bit rate for OGG is 128. FLAC is 24. MP3 is 128. AIFF is 24. And WAVE is 24. Notice that. Now here, I can also change this, right? And this is 32 float. This is 24 and 16. I can also change the sample rate. 44.1 to 48 to 88.2 and to 96 kilohertz. Now the bigger this sample rate is, the larger the file will be. So be aware of that. It's going to be a pretty big file this file is. The reason why it's sampling all the frequencies up to 96K. That's a lot of sampling. That's a lot of file. Be aware of that. If I want to export the file, just come here and export the file. But I'm going to come right here. I'm going to bring it down. Here's some reality for me. And that's pretty cool for me right there. I can go to export this file. And when I do select export, you can see here, we're going to save it to internal, that's MPC documents, and it's going to go into the projects folder. Okay, that's called new tracks. So I'm going to call this something else. I'll call this right here, and I'll call this Trap Happy. Now I'll press do it. Trap Happy. Now I want to save that file. I come to here, and I'll press save. And that file is being saved. There it is, it's going, and that's gone. So the longer that particular song would be, or a project file, the longer it takes to save. That's 32 bars right there. Didn't take long. Now, go back to here. I want to go back to menu. That again. I go back to save, and you can see right here, the last thing we have here is Ableton live set. I'm not going to do this here. This will be for my special video on Ableton when I do my MPC with Ableton. I'm going to do, which comes out probably in about a couple more days. But this gives you an idea of what you can do with it. And with the Ableton link, it's pretty simple. You're just going to save your stuff here for Ableton and make sure you can link it back up to Ableton, and you'll play it along with Ableton Live. Any questions, hit me up too. And of course, please subscribe to us here in YouTube. We need to grow. I know every machine, every MPC, all the softwares, but we only have like about 32,000 viewers or something like that. Look, we'd like to have more viewers subscribe because we're going to start putting in and putting up at least a video every day. And we're going to have fun doing it too as well. And any questions you got, you can either call me, and also I give lessons live right in your house. I'm going to come over there actually. It'll be Zoom or it could be QuickTime, you know. We'll talk it over. You put a camera in your machine. I'll put my camera up. I'll see what it looks like. We'll talk. We'll go over it. It's only about $15 an hour, which is pretty good. 15 is very good. And you can always do a half hour. For something like $7, you can do a half hour. Don't sweat it. We're here to support you. Any questions, hit me up. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.